Hi folks, how you doing? I hope you're all doing well. Here we are in Automobilista 2 by Reza Studios, and we are now on the full release of version 1.3.5.0, which of course has come with 2 new cars, a new track, and lots of updates as well. Before I go any further, however, the last video I made on this, I've been a little bit ill recently. Not completely recovered, but I'm nearly there, so I'm feeling a lot better. I just want to say quickly, thank you very much to everyone who's been commenting, or who did comment on that video. I've had people say things like, "Get well soon, Paul," and you know, "Oh God, it's making me feel ill just listening to you speak because I was really croaky," and other comments like, "My God, man, get back to bed." Feeling better. Anyway, we've got loads of new updates, but what I like to focus on is some of the long-standing issues in the game that gradually get fixed with every update. They're really important to me, and hopefully to you as well. And great things have happened. Great things happened because now, these wonderful beasties here, these big super high horsepower Group C's, I've never been able to race these in the wet because they're very different in the wet than they are in the dry. You see, gradually things are getting refined, AI is getting refined, gradually every car set that's happening with. And so, for instance, the AI with some cars, if it started to rain, the AI would just slow down so much that there was no point in racing them in the wet. With these cars, they just had some artificial grip in the wet, and as soon as it started racing, there was no point in racing them because you just couldn't keep up. That's changed, and it's not even been in the patch notes. So what I'm going to do, I'm going out at 86% skill level, and that might seem quite low, but I can race the stock cars and overtake them happily at 110, but I have to lower it all the way down to about 86 for these cars, because the AI with these cars are a lot faster, and I like that. It means there's lots of headroom for me to get better, and they will be able to keep up. I'm keeping the aggression at 0, because I do find that the AI can be a bit aggressive with these cars, and I don't want them acting like bumper cars. Anyway, we're going out on a dry track in dry conditions, and I'm taking them to the historic 1988 version of Imola, which seems fitting because of course these cars are from the 80s. So at this skill level I can keep up with them, and I'm going to do basically 1 lap around Imola in the dry and then show you what it's like in the wet. So let's get straight out there and move it.
It's hammer time.
Hammer time, that's Jim in the background. I'm crew chief. And off we go. Now these cars are hard to handle in first, second and sometimes as well third, depending on how you gear them. You've got a lot of horsepower going through those back wheels. They are a challenge to drive in the wet. But we're in the dry now, so let's see how we do. Okay, braking. And we're made some places up the inside here at Tosa. And there's the car getting squirrely in second gear, especially as that turbo kicks in. I do love this car, fond memories of this car because it was one of the first ever Scale Electrics cars I ever owned. Braking hard for the chicane here. Oh, little bit of contact there, nothing too serious. And we got out of there quite safely, out of Aqua Minerale. And using all the curb, off we go. Getting overtaken as well. Bad exit from me. But we're in 20th place out of 24. So we're keeping up. Oh. Luckily managed to get on the brakes before I went straight into the back of the black and yellow car. Oh, there we go, more of the back end trying to get away from us as we accelerate in second gear. But as I said, we're keeping up. So that's 1 lap
20th place
of 1988 Imola in the Porsche. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep the skill level everything exactly the same. And you would probably want to change your setup a little bit for the wet in these cars, but I'm just to keep things fair, I'm going to keep the setup exactly the same. We're going out in wet conditions now on a wet track, and let's see if we can keep up at sort of an equal level to how we kept up in the dry. And I'm so chuffed about this because I'm now going to be able to have, I'll be wanting to have races with changing weather in these cars for ages. I just haven't been able to because of that weird grip thing they've got in the wet. Now I can. So here we go. I've got my tyres are set to automatic for weather, so they're automatically on wet. Let's see how we get on. I'll be changing gear a lot earlier.
Green.
Oh, a lot earlier because when that turbo spools up, it's just a bit too much for these cars. It's too much power for these conditions, should I say. So we're keeping up, and look, we've got away just fine. In fact, they were a little bit slow at the start there. Right, let's get on the brakes nice and early. See if we can get down the inside like we did last time. Yes, made a few places again. Up into 19th position, and now's where things get tough as I accelerate. That back end wanting to get away, even slightly in third, but we've got away.
Good start.
Going a little bit wide, but we're okay. Staying in third. Feathering it. Hard on the brakes for this chicane. And we are through. Now, trying to treat that accelerator pedal like it's an eggshell underneath my foot in these conditions. It's so slippery with this ridiculous amount of horsepower behind me. You can hear me changing up much earlier there. But last time at this point we were in about 20th position. We're actually in 19th now, so we're pretty much equal to where we were. And they don't have this ridiculous acceleration in the wet. As the car on the outside tries to get past me there. Will he do it? He's... Ooh. And we're in 20th position, exactly as we were last time round. And you'll really notice how the car squirrels as we get up the straight here. And
20.
There you go. And I must tell you, I've done a couple of races already in the dry and the wet, and I'm pretty much equal to them in both conditions now. Also with these cars, because some of the cars do still have problems with their tyre compounds, the wet and the dry tyres for these cars work as they are supposed to. So for example, with some of the cars that don't, the GT1s are probably the worst example. If you go out in the wet and the GT1s on hard tyres, hard slicks, you'll be faster than you are on wets. But that is being fixed. I've had word from the team, especially Crimson Essence has been brilliant at informing us of all of the fact that that is gradually getting solved. And this is just one of those little things that I'm so glad to see that's been refined in the sim. Anyway, I hope if you wanted to maybe have if you've been wanting to have maybe a championship of these cars with changing weather, but you stayed away for it because of the difference between their performance in wet and dry, the AI that is, I can happily tell you now that you can go ahead and do that, because it's all equaled out. Anyway, nice one, Reza. Thanks for watching, and if you do find my videos informative, entertaining, or whatever, then please, if you want this channel to survive, do me a favor and hit subscribe. May seem like a small thing to do, but it enables me to make more videos for you. By hitting that button, you can help us thrive. Subscribe and keep this channel alive. Don't cost nothing, don't take no time. Come on now, keep this channel alive. Please hit subscribe. Please hit subscribe.